So you don't need to keep your back to Srila Prabhupada. You can move a little bit. So on behalf of ISKCON founder Acarya, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada, I would like to welcome all of you to ISKCON Naperville. Thank you for coming. Is there anyone here for the first time? First time visitors? Oh, please come and receive a gift from us. Thank you for coming. You are one family? Yes. Okay, thank you, thank you. Anybody else? No, okay. So Sunday Feast program. Our Sunday Feast program, we will have a class. Today's class is given by Her Grace Cintamani Devidasi, and the topic is Calling for the Lord, introducing Advaita Acarya. Cintamani's bio. Cintamani Devidasi, she has been practicing Bhakti Yoga over 7 years. She regularly serves in the flower arrangement department. She is the coordinator for that. And she is also a trained member in our domestic abuse prevention program. She has natural attraction to Bhakti teachings, and she finds her shelter in the books of Srila Prabhupada. She regularly studies and serves with the book distribution Sankirtan team in Naperville. And she coordinates and distributes transcendental literatures. Beside that, she's working as an engineer, and she works full-time as a director-client engagement at Cognizant. She lives with her family at Aurora, right? Aurora, yes. Please give a warm welcome to Cintamani Devidas. And
Hare Krishna. We'll start with. Is that okay? We'll start with Radha Madhava. Jai Radha Madhava. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Bhanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna राधा माधव की जय, शिला प्रभुपाद की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि बोल. We will recite the Mangalacharan prayers as well, so please recite with me. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhaivacha Patitanam Papanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirbhishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. So, Hare Krishna, welcome to today's Sunday Feast program. So as you can see, we're going to be introducing Advaita Acarya and how with his intense calls to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Mahaprabhu actually appeared in this world. So I do want to mention that I'm not qualified at all. However, I am grateful to have been given this opportunity because it allowed me to kind of immerse myself, along with a few of my god sisters who helped me actually in the pastimes and the tattva of the Pancha Tattva and Advaita Prabhu. Also, in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Kaviraj Goswami in Adilila 6.1, he has mentioned that he says, I offer my humble obeisances to Sri Advaita Acarya, whose activities are all wonderful. By his mercy, even a foolish person can describe his characteristics. So even a foolish person can describe his characteristics. So that's what I'm banking on. And, with prayers to my Guru Maharaj, and seeking blessings from all the Vaishnavas assembled here, many senior Vaishnavas, I pray that I can say something of some value and something that's pleasing to their lordships as well. So, in order to introduce Advaita Acharya, we must talk a little bit about these personalities, okay? Because they belong together, right? Everybody knows who they are, or anybody who is not very familiar with them? Okay, that's good. So they are the Panchatattva, right? And we see them on the altar as well. They are on the second step there, right below Radha Madhav. So Panchatattva is a manifestation of 5 forms of, or one can say of the 5 subject matters of Krishna, with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the center. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none other than Krishna himself, right? But he has come in the mood of a devotee, in fact, in the mood of Radharani. And why has he come? He has come to show us how to be a devotee, right? So that's one reason. The other reason is that Krishna himself wanted to experience how is it, that the people, the devotees around him are feeling so much bliss and ecstasy. So internally, he wanted to experience that for himself too. I mean, how sweet of him. Okay, so to Mahaprabhu's right is Nityananda Prabhu, and then next to him in white is Advaita Acharya. And they also, to the left of Mahaprabhu is Gadadhar Pandit, and then right next to him is Srivas Thakur. So before we proceed, let's take a minute to offer a prayer to them and take their blessings. So if you can say along with me. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Brinda. I offer my obeisances to Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita, Gadadhar, Srivas, and all others in the line of devotion. Now, one of the reasons for chanting their prayers is Srila Prabhupada, in one of his purports in Chaitanya Charitamrita, he has said that Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami teaches us to first offer respect to the Panchatattva. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Prabhu, Gadadhar Prabhu, and Srivas Prabhu, and other devotees. And we must strictly follow the principle of offering our respects to the Panchatattva, as summarized in the mantra we just recited. And Srila Prabhupada says that at the beginning of every function in preaching, especially before chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we must chant the Panchatattva names and offer our respects to them. So we just did that. So, today's talk is actually the first of a series of talks that we are going to have. And these talks are to honor Mahaprabhu, whose appearance day is coming up in about 5 to 6 weeks. On March 6th, it's called Gaur Purnima, or popularly known as Holi. So that's coming up. And then a couple of days ago was Advaita Acharya's appearance day. Coming up this Thursday is Nityananda Prabhu's appearance day. So we have like a series of festivals, to look forward to. And therefore we have a series of talks that are going to happen every Sunday from now going forward. So it's really exciting, isn't it? I mean, I'm really looking forward to listening, to hearing about them. So as we hear about them, in the next 5 or 6 weeks, let's meditate upon the Panchatattva and pray to them, to Mahaprabhu, who is more merciful even than Krishna, so that we can welcome Mahaprabhu into our hearts. Right? Now, some of us, and sometimes we wonder, why do we really need to know about 5 more personalities, right? There is Radha Krishna. I mean, we know Radha Krishna, and we love them. We study about them in the Bhagavatam. So why 5 more, right? So the significance of these 5 personalities have been explained in Chaitanya Charitamrita. In this particular verse, so we can say this verse by Krishnadas Kaviraj. He explains in this verse about the 5 tattvas. We've been saying Pancha Tattva. So, what are those 5 tattvas? Okay. So let's recite together. Pancha Tattvatmakam Krishna Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakhyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam. Let me offer my obeisances unto Lord Sri Krishna, who has manifested himself in 5 as a devotee, expansion of a devotee, incarnation of a devotee, pure devotee, and devotional energy. So in this verse, Krishnadas Kaviraj is explaining the 5 tattvas, right? And he's saying that Krishna himself, Pancha Tattvatmakam Krishna. So Krishna himself has manifested these 5 forms. Firstly, as Bhakta Rupa, we heard that is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Next is Bhakta Swarupakam, and that is Lord Nityananda. So Lord Nityananda, next to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is the immediate expansion of the Lord, and he is none other than Balaram. And then next is Bhaktavataram, and Bhaktavataram is the incarnation of Mahavishnu. And he's actually the incarnation of Mahavishnu and Sadashiv combined, is what the Tattva says. And in Chaitanya, that's really intriguing, right? And in Chaitanya Charitamrita, there's a lot about that. And, if you're interested in that philosophy, you can read a lot more. We won't go too deep into it today. But, for us, it's, let's know that he is an incarnation of Mahavishnu and Sadashiva combined. And then we have Gadadhar Pandit. He is Bhakti Shakti. And what is Bhakti Shakti? Bhakti Shakti is the internal energy of Krishna. And that is Radharani. So Radharani herself came as Gadadhar Pandit. And then Srivas Thakur, who is to the extreme left, he's Bhakta Akhyam. And Bhakta Akhyam means that he is the example of a pure devotee. So he is none other than Narad Muni. So Narad Muni also came as, to be part of this exalted group of Mahaprabhu's associates. Now these 5 tattvas, they have appeared with Lord Chaitanya in the 1400s actually. So not too long ago, just about 500 years ago. And together they executed the Sankirtan Mahayagya, right? So with Mahaprabhu. Now, again, if we still come back to that's all good, but how much do we really need to know about them? How much do we really need to delve into them, right? So, anybody have an opinion or any thoughts around, why do we need to know about them, or do we really need to know about them? Any comments? Any guesses? Yes.
You talk about Pancha Tattva. Being in Los Angeles since 1979-80, in Laguna Beach, Srila Prabhupada had a full set of Pancha Tattva. All of our festivals used to take place, all initiations
Wow.
take place at that time. It was really uplifting.
Wow, yeah.
I was initiated of that time also.
Very well. Yeah. Okay, so in the interest of time, I'll just I'll give my opinion here, okay? As well as what Krishnadas Kaviraj and, the other acharyas say. So, yes, we love Krishna, we love, Radha Krishna. Krishna appeared in this world, in this, set of yugas 5,000 years ago, right? And when he came, he promised his protection to us. And we are so attached and attracted to Krishna. In fact, in Bhagavad Gita 18.66, he says, Sarvadharma parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshaishyami ma sucha. So he promised to deliver us from all sins, and he said, do not fear, I will give you protection. But he has a condition, right? And what is that condition? He said, you have to surrender unto me. You have to give up all other religions, and surrender unto me. So in this Kali Yuga, how much are we really able to, give up all our affiliations, all our attractions, family, our bodies, our country, society and whatnot, and surrender, really? So that's one. The other is, Krishna also said that Teshvam tvantagatam papam in chapter 7 Bhagavad Gita, Jananam punya karmanam te dvanda moha nirmukta bhajante mam dridavrata. So, which means, he said that, now listen carefully, one who is free from sinful activities, one who is free from all sinful activities, who has acted piously in this birth and many births previous to this, is free from all dualities, can engage in devotional service. So you have to be free from all sinful activities, have to be pious, right, in order to be able to engage in devotional service. Now Krishna was a little strict, but this was appropriate for that age, right, Dwapar, Treta, Satya. But in Kali Yuga, we are a different animal, right? We have sinful activities going all around us. It is so difficult to gather, our pious credits are so meager, right? So what chance do we have? There is sinful activity just infiltrating, generation after generation. In fact, year after year, things are just getting worse and worse. So what hope do we have? And therefore, Krishna, out of his immense compassion, has come as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, along with the other tattvas, to freely distribute the love of God. Right? Imagine that. No conditions attached, no qualification. In fact, the more fallen you are a good target for Mahaprabhu. Can we even fathom how fortunate we are? Right? So let's look at Mahaprabhu, the compassion. So let's recite this other, and we all know this prayer, most of us recite it every day. So let's do that for the most munificent, most merciful Lord. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Tvishe Namaha. O most munificent incarnation, you are Krishna himself appearing as Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You have assumed the golden color of Srimati Radharani, and you are widely distributing pure love of Krishna. We offer our respectful obeisances unto you. So that's what they have come to do. And if you need any more reasons, again, they appeared just 500 years ago. In fact, their leelas, their pastimes, their places of birth are so tangible. We can actually go and see their places of their pastimes. The neem tree where Mahaprabhu took birth in, and we can go to their Leela Sthalis. It's not something far away and, something that we can, we may wonder, is it really true or not? In fact, we study about, all these historical figures in history, right? In the 1400s. And anybody can name some famous historical figures from the 1400s? Remember anybody? Okay, Vasco da Gama is one. In fact, So Vasco da Gama, Christopher Columbus, they were all from the 1400s. And we study about them. It's part of our history. We have to, we learn about them. And what's their claim to fame? They went on a voyage around the world. And, fine, they proved that the earth is not flat, it's round. Big deal. Mahaprabhu and the Panchatattva came to deliver us from this miserable world around that same age, that same time, right? Why is it that we don't know enough about them, or we don't have the interest to study about them? So anyway, now we have an opportunity, and if you haven't done enough, we have the next few weeks where we're going to be actually speaking about the Panchatattvas. Let's take advantage of that and pray to them, meditate upon them, try to get as much mercy as we can from them. So bring it back to Advaita Acarya, because that's what we are focusing on today. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is said that, remember we said that he's the incarnation of Mahavishnu and Sadashiva. So there is, says that Lord Advaita Acharya is the incarnation of Mahavishnu, whose main function is to create the cosmic world and maintain it with his external energy. So that's what Mahavishnu does, right? He lies on the ocean, and with every breath, there are so many universes coming out. I mean, how great is he? And that is our Advaita Acharya. So in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, there are several verses actually, explaining about the tattva of Advaita Acharya. So these are a few that I put here. And this is from chapter 6, Adi Leela, which talks about glories of Sri Advaita Acharya. We'll just read the translations. I think I'll run out of time. So, and you can read with me. Okay, one Bengali. Advaita Acharya Koti Brahmandir Karta Ar ek murti Brahmandir Bharta. So the first one says, Sri Advaita Acharya is the creator of millions and millions of universes, and by his expansions as Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, he maintains each and every universe. So first he creates all these universes with every breath, and then he expands himself as Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, enters into each universe to maintain each universe, right? I mean, and then the next one, we'll just go with translation. Sri Advaita, who is the reservoir of virtues, is the main limb of Mahavishnu. His full name is Advaita, for he is identical in all respects with that Lord. So Advaita, he is non-dual or non-different from the Lord. Right? And then 6.27, as he has formally created all the universes, now he descended to introduce the path of bhakti. Again, how much compassion. I mean, he created all these worlds as Mahavishnu, and now he has come to give us bhakti. 28, he delivered all living beings by offering the gift of Krishna bhakti. He explained the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam in the light of devotional service. So, now I know we have various groups that read Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, and so it's heartening to know that, this has been going on for a while. And Advaita Acharya, in fact, and that's why he's called an Acharya, because he was teaching the Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, and not really interpreting them in any mundane way or anything, but, teaching in the light of devotional service. So now, to introduce any personality in this world, we talk about where were they born, when were they born and stuff. So this is some statistics about him. He was born in the year 1434 in Bengal. He was born to Kubera Pandit and Nabha Devi. They moved to Shantipur when he was a young boy. Now he lost his parents while he was quite young. He was a grihastha. He was married to Sita Thakurani and Sri Devi. He was very, very learned. in scriptures, and of course, a great devotee. And he was a leader of the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas at that time. And he was initiated by Srila Madhavendra Puri. Now, those of us that know, Madhavendra Puri is the Param Guru. He's the Guru's Guru of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay. And so Advaita Prabhu, in spite of being an incarnation of Mahavishnu, he himself took initiation to show how important it is for us to surrender to a guru, right? And in the disciplic succession, if we are serious about devotional service. And he lived to be up to 125 years, which is also very uncommon in this Kali Yuga. Now, as a young boy, as a young man, he went on pilgrimages around many different locations. In Vrindavan, in particular, when he was in Vrindavan, he actually stayed one night under a simple banyan tree in the Dwadash Aditya Tila. And Dwadash Aditya Tila is that hill where Krishna, after performing his Kaliya Leela, came to warm up. He was in the water for so long, all day. He was cold, apparently. And so he came to Dwadash Aditya Tila, where 12 suns, Dwadash, right? Suns, S-U-N, the sun that we are not seeing much of these days. But 12 suns lit up to warm him up. So, yeah. So that's where Advaita Acharya was resting for the evening. And Krishna came to him in his dream and told him that, I'm there under this tree, bring me up. And he was able to dig up and find the murti of Madan Gopal. Okay, and this banyan tree is actually still there in Vrindavan. This Madan Gopal murti was later renamed as Madan Mohan, and Sanatana Goswami received the deities, and he built the Radha Madan Mohan temple, the beautiful Radha Madan Mohan temple in Vrindavan. We actually had the good fortune to visit Radha Madan Mohan temple this November when we went on a yatra. So talking about temples, we are also building a temple here. We're almost there, but there is still a lot of work that needs to be done. Some of us have had the good fortune to contribute, and participate in building the temple. And talking about building temples, one story that that comes to mind is that of Bhakti Vinod Thakur. He's the second from the Shad Goswamis on the altar. He was a great acharya as well in our line, and he was also a magistrate in the British rule in Bengal, Orissa. Now, he was a great devotee, and when he wanted to build a temple, one way he could have done it is, because he was a magistrate, he could have probably done it all himself, funded all himself, or he could have just gone to a few of his, of rich and powerful people and done it. But he actually went door to door and got the people of the community, every person, to contribute and participate in building that temple. And that's the opportunity that we have, with our temple for Radha Shyam Sundar getting built. We will have the fundraising team volunteers here soon, so so if you want to get that good fortune, you can talk to them. Okay, Advaita Acharya and Haridas Thakur. Now, during the same time as Advaita Acharya, Haridas Thakur was also, a great devotee of the Lord, and Haridas Thakur moved to Shantipur, where Advaita Acharya was living. Now, Haridas Thakur, again, most of us know that he was such he undertook such austerity. He used to chant 300,000 names of Krishna every day, 300,000 names, right? And he was therefore named Nanacharya. However, he was born in a Muslim body. As a result, he was actually being persecuted wherever he went, from the Muslims, the Hindus, everybody, until he came to Shantipur, where Advaita Acharya recognized him as a pure devotee and was so happy to see him, embraced him, and fed him, and found him a residence. And they were like chanting and dancing the names of the Lord. And in fact, there is a specific incident where Advaita Acharya was performing the Shraddha ceremony for his ancestors, and all the prestigious Brahmins and Vaishnavas were present because he was the leader of the Brahmins. Remember, we had said, but there's a ritual where the first honors of the prasad is given to the most exalted person in the assembly, and Advaita Acharya actually gave that to Haridas Thakur. And Haridas Thakur, in all his humility, he was like, no, please don't, I'm not even a Brahmin. But Advaita Acharya, he was obviously much way beyond the bodily platform, right? He could, he was way beyond the external aspects. So that's again another, great instruction, very instructive for us. So, but yeah, Advaita Acharya and with Haridas Thakur, together they really invoked the Lord. So with that, we will come to the pastime where Advaita Acharya, caused Mahaprabhu to descend, caused Krishna to advent in this world. So what was happening is Advaita Acharya, in his house, he had all the Vaishnavas around, and they would come to Advaita Acharya's house. Together they would chant, they would read the Srimad Bhagavatam and talk about Krishna, worship Krishna, and they were like, in complete bliss. But the others, the ones that were not Vaishnavas, Advaita Acharya noticed that they were in such deep material, so engrossed in material enjoyment. And it was, very clear that Kali Yuga was progressing very aggressively, right? And while people's, consciousness was regressing really, really terribly. And people were suffering because of the sins, of that material enjoyment and the way they were engrossed. Navadvip was actually at that time, it was the seat of learning, and there were many, many very learned people, many scholars, but they were all, debating and just trying to prove their own greatness. Krishna or God or Bhagavan was nowhere, in the picture. Everybody was just, engrossed in tarka vitarka and worshipping demigods, or trying to get out of the suffering by indulging in Mayavadi philosophies, by merging in the Brahman. And so this is how things were going on around there at that time. And Advaita Acharya, being a Vaishnava, who is just naturally paradukha dukhi, right? He's compassionate for everybody, all other beings. He was just, crying for, to see, he was pained to see the condition of the people. And in that situation, while he himself was Mahavishnu, right, he was the creator, but he did not feel qualified enough to give people that true Krishna prem, which would reach the hearts of the people. And so he thought that Krishna himself, Krishna from Vrindavan, needs to descend, right, in order to be able to reach the hearts and to be able to give the Yoga Dharma, the Harinam Sankirtan. And that would be the only way that people would develop compassion for each other and be able to come out of the state that everybody was in. And for true happiness, I mean, that was the only way. And he kept, thinking about that. And in the Gautamiya Tantra, he had read that Sri Krishna, who is very affectionate towards his devotees, sells himself to a devotee who offers merely a tulasi leaf and a palm full of water. Of course, in the Bhagavad Gita also, we've learned that patram pushpam phalam toyam. That's all he needs with devotion. So, what did Advaita Acharya do? And this is actually his Shalagram Shila, which is still there. Advaita Acharya would offer tulasi leaves, tulasi manjaris, and palmfuls of Ganga water to his Shalagram Shila and cry and weep. And sometimes he would roar like a lion. Advaita Acharya had a very, very, powerful voice. So he would roar like a lion and really beseech to the Lord to descend. So, and of course, he did this with great faith that what he read, that with devotion, if I call out to the Lord and when just with these simple offerings, he is going to come, right? And, interestingly enough, Srila Prabhupada, when he was in college, apparently he acted, well, not apparently, in the Lilamrita it is there, he enacted in a drama about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's life. And in those times, there were many dramas, there were many places where you could go to see a theater about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But this particular production, they wanted to make it very special. And so they rehearsed for like a year, okay? And yeah, that's what it says. So, and Srila Prabhupada enacted the role of Advaita Acharya. So he too, with compassion, was weeping and crying for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to descend. So, again, our Srila Prabhupada just personifies, that same compassion. And of course, that is why, even at the age of 70, he undertook that voyage to come to America. I mean, of course, on the instruction of his guru. But with he went through so much difficulty, so much austerity, heart attacks, not a place to stay in, hardly any funds, nothing. But as a result, our lives have changed completely, right? As a result of Srila Prabhupada's sacrifices. And that's why in this cold winter Sunday, here we are talking blissfully about the Panchatattvas, as opposed to, what would be the alternate? Maybe go see a movie, go shopping, or party, but we know that none of those things give us happiness, right? Or at least not lasting happiness for sure. So anyway, as Advaita Acharya was, weeping and crying, Krishna, with great faith, Mahaprabhu actually did appear on the full moon of Falgun, Gaur Purnima, just coming up. The most munificent Mahavadanyaya, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, appeared to Shachimata and Jagannath Mishra in Mayapur, Navadvip. Hari Bol. So, just a little more. We have a few more minutes. I think I have 3 more minutes. So, yeah. Just imagine. I just want to visualize this, right? The day he appeared was not only full moon; it was lunar eclipse. And as is the ritual, there were people all around the Ganga chanting the names of the Lord. I mean, normally they would not, but on the eclipse, because it was inauspicious and whatnot, people were chanting the names of the Lord. The Hindus were, and the Muslims were mocking the Hindus, and so along with them, they were also saying, Hari, Hari! imagine all around, people were saying, Hari, Hari, and amidst all this, Mahaprabhu appeared. And our Advaita Acarya and Haridas Thakur, just seeing this, were dancing and chanting with such happiness. So, yeah. So one other thing that I want to mention, of course, Mahaprabhu has appeared and given us unconditionally this love, right? And he's the Patita Pavan. Narottam Das Thakur says, Patita Pavan Hetu Tava Avatar Moshana Patita Keho Na Pai Bear. So he's come to pick up the fallen, right? To reclaim the fallen. And Narottam Das is saying that I'm the most fallen, so take me, I'm your best candidate. But one thing to note is, in order to do that, Krishna, right? Krishna, who's the Lord of all things, he's Bhagavan, he's the most opulent, right? I mean, he has all 6 opulences to the full. Even he sacrificed so much. He took sannyas, right? And all this is probably going to come up in the next few weeks. But he gave up his beautiful, devoted wife, Vishnupriya Devi. Vishnupriya Devi was just 16, Mahaprabhu was 24. He took sannyas, he who owns everything, who owns all of us. He renounced everything. So, I mean, just that thought is so painful to think that, the Lord had to sacrifice so much to give us, just because of our whimsical, whatever. So, and this is really, to me, what am I doing in return? Don't I owe them? Owe Advaita Acharya, who invoked Mahaprabhu, for our benefit. So let's, let's keep that thought in mind and see what is it that we can do, right, to reciprocate to the Lord for all of His sacrifices and renunciation and what He has come to us for. And I don't have time to go through all of this, but just one last thing, since we're talking about Advaita Prabhu. There's this bhajan, again, the same Narottam Das Thakur's. It says, Daya karo Sitapati Advaita Goshai Tava kripa bole pai Chaitanya Nitai. So it says, my dear Advaita Prabhu, husband of Sita, you are so kind. Please be merciful to me. If you are kind to me, naturally Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda will also be kind to me. So what that means is, if we pray to Advaita Prabhu, and if he gives his mercy, Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda Prabhu will look upon us. And if we have the mercy of Chaitanya Prabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, they will take us to Radha Krishna. Right? So, with that I will end. Thank you so much. Thank you for patiently listening. Hare Krishna. Vanchakalpatarubhyas kripasindhubhyo patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Cintamani Dasi. Please give a big hand. Very nice presentation. Beautiful. I wish we have more time, but we have only 45 minutes. Our Sunday feast serving team will be very upset with us if we get delayed. So it's really sad that we have to stop in 45 minutes. And also we have a long list of announcements. First of all, today's Sunday feast is sponsored by 3 families. Rajiv Gupta is requesting devotees' blessings. Jitendra, is he here? Rajiv Gupta? No, okay. Jitendra Paul He is sponsoring Sunday feast in memory of his mother's death anniversary. Is Jitendra Paul here? No? Anybody here from the family? No. And Gaurav Hindaka, she is wishing everybody here a happy new year 2023 from his Gaurav Kanchan Hindaka's family. Anybody here from the family? Gaurav and family? Where? Can you please come and receive some prasadam, please? The family is here, I think. Thank you so much for sponsoring Sunday Feast Prasadam. So, please. Thank you. Please stay. So, on behalf of all these families, let us all offer our prayers. Please chant after me. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you again for your kind gesture, and I'm sure Krishna will bless you and your family. Thank you again. And there is also Bharat Patel and Smita Patel family. They have sponsored the entire day worship for Shri Shri Radha Madhava. We have this opportunity available. If you need any one of you interested in finding out what that is, you can talk with Abhay. Is Abhay here? There is Abhay Prabhu. He will be able to provide. Couple of other things. As always, I would like to express our appreciation for one devotee on Sunday today. We are choosing Sundari Leela Mathaji. Is she here? Where is Sundari Leela? Please come. Please come. Now, I know you don't need any appreciation. Sundari Leela, she started practicing Krishna consciousness from 2012, and she took her first initiation, Harinam Diksha, from His Holiness Radhanatha Swami in 2016, and her second initiation in 2022. And she is involved in so many services in this temple. She is in the garland team. She makes flower vases. She participates in Sunday cooking. She is actively involved in dressing Srila Prabhupada Murti. And she is a great dancer. She loves dancing and she likes to train children for cultural festivals. And she also completed her Bhakti Shastri exam, and she is pursuing her Bhakti Vaibhava exams. What that is, Bhakti Shastri, we are a certified center for Bhakti Shastri studies. That is 4 recommended books, Srila Prabhupada's books we teach here. And Bhakti Vaibhava is a systematic study of Srimad Bhagavatam. She is part of that too. She is very much inspired in studying Srila Prabhupada's books systematically. And such an amazing devotee. We are so fortunate to have her here. I wanted to thank her for all her services. Thank you. We really appreciate you. Yes. Now, one more, two other things. Today, okay, one other thing is, what is that? Sunday feast. His Grace Panduranga Gopal Prabhu requested me to announce today's Sunday feast cooking team. That is Pradeep Bahudas, Taran, Elena, Sodat, Shraddha, Zach, and Amalatmana. They are the ones who are the cooks. Cleaning team is Amalatmana Prabhu, Zach, not Zach, his name is Uttama Sloka, Rutul, and Deepak Chowdhury. And serving team is Sharavan Prabhu and Neha Jain. And pantry organization is Umesh Prabhu. And groceries are by Shrikant Prabhu and somebody else I cannot read. So, one other thing is, what is that? Yeah, you heard when Cintamani Devidasi was speaking, She mentioned about the new temple construction. I just wanted to make an acknowledgement and appreciation and gratitude to Dr. Sonal Gupta. She is the daughter of Dr. Brahm Gupta. They are both part of our advisory committee. Today, Dr. Sonal Gupta has donated $10,000 for our temple construction project. And before I hand over this mic to Sumangala Devidasi, who is chairperson for our fundraising, I would say that we are almost there, but we have just barely 3 months to go to complete this project. We have a deficiency of around $700,000. So either somebody can write a check to the temple, or you can reach out to anyone in your circle, either whatever donation they can make, or somebody else can give like an interest-free loan to the temple. I am very openly asking that. My job is not fundraising, but I guess at this point of time, anyone and everyone can do this. Cintamani mentioned Bhaktivinoda Thakur, when he constructed the temple, he went door to door, collecting 1 rupee from people. Door to door collection. That's how he built temple in those days. So we are in no way different. We are asking as representatives of their lordships. We are not asking for ourselves. We are asking for building this temple so we can install our deities and worship them nicely this year, April. And this temple is here to serve all of you, this community, extended community, and generations to come. So we are only building our greatest asset here. And so I have no reservation in presenting this to you. With that, Sumangala is going to speak about a couple of programs they have put in place, because this 3 months, every single day is so precious for us, for all of you. So everybody, please do whatever you can. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. I know it's end of the lecture and wonderful prasadam waiting. I need only just 10 minutes. Before I begin, I would like to invite Manoj Kondagaru and his team over here. And Madhu. Mathaji, if you could. Manoj Garu, he is from a Telugu organization. It's called Cheetah. They are doing a lot of services in the south side community. And I have reached out to him around 2 years ago or 3 years ago. I asked for his help, like we are building the temple and we need your team support. He's every time, whenever I ask for any help, he's always there. Anything, like, he has a lot of contacts, celebrities, all the people, but whichever help we need, he's always there. So today, their team is here. They were supposed to be 10 people, but because of some health issue, but we wanted to give them the temple tour. It is connecting the Cheetah community to the temple. So this is Manoj Garu, Hari Prasad Garu, Arvind Garu, Vamshi Garu. So 4 people are here from Cheetah team. Let's give them a big hand, a small token of appreciation. Thank you so much.
Thank you so very much. Thank you.
And Manoj Garu is helping us for the inauguration, bringing their whole community here. I'm speaking on his behalf. Thank you, Manoj Garu. Yeah, thank you. That was one, connecting the community. And 2 other events we are doing. One is on March 18th. We are inviting, I don't know, some of the people here do watch movies, or most of them. There was one recent movie called Kartikeya 2, which was built on the theme of Krishna. So the hero it was a popular pan-India movie, most of us know probably. So that hero is very much connected with Krishna. So when we asked help for temple construction, he was very much willing to help us. So he's coming on March 18th and we are doing a fundraising gala event in Ashiana Banquets. We will be sharing more details. I shared some information via WhatsApp. But if anybody is interested, we will be sharing more details coming up. But just thought to give an overview before you hear from some other community or somebody else. March 18th, mark your calendars. Fundraising gala event at Ashiana Banquet with Hero Nikhil. So that was one. And second is we are doing one more initiative called a door-to-door campaign. Premananda Mataji already mentioned and Cintamani Mataji mentioned. When I was not even a devotee, I'm talking about 18 years ago. When I saw the first time, I was watching the Advaita DVD. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur, I was just watching, he wanted to build the temple and suddenly the scene goes like he's knocking a door. I was thinking, what is he doing? Very humbly, he had a jolly kind of thing. He is a just, magistrate. And he's knocking a door and saying, here I'm building a temple, donate something. Very little, anything. I was moved when I saw that, he's a Vaishnava Acarya. When he is able to do that, to build a temple, and his intention was not just the funds. He could, as Mataji said, he wanted to connect the community contribution, to the temple construction. Even they contribute $1, it is their contribution to this temple construction. And trust me, this is a lifetime opportunity because not in the community every time we build a Garbhagudi or a temple. So it's a lifetime opportunity that you are giving to your friends. And also, not only that, when we are going to that door to door, we are building a connection. When we go and talk about the temple and we explain about our temple programs, a spiritual connection is built there. Maybe they may be interested to bring their kids here or something like that. But you are building a connection, and also we are giving an invitation, personal invitation. How can this happen? You are going and giving a personal invitation to the community, each and every door. So that's the endeavor we are doing, and we need all your help. And now the question comes, how can I help? How can I help? So the goal is, we want to raise 100 bricks from now till April. Is it a big goal? Not at all. If we all connect, in each community, easily we can raise 10 bricks like without big endeavors. So even if we go to 10 community, even if 10 people help us, we can make that goal. So there are 3 ways you can help. One is, you can join the door-to-door team, campaign team. You can come with us when we are going to each community. You can join us and then explain about the program, temple construction, and you be the volunteer to do this great endeavor, build the temple. Some people say, no, we don't have that much of time, Mataji, I cannot go around, all the communities. Well, everybody has their own challenges. We consider that, we understand that. The second opportunity is maybe within your own community. If I go knock the door, you will say, who are you? Okay, I'm from temple. Oh, thank you. Okay, they take the flyer and close. But if I go with a reference, like, somebody who knows in the community, there is already a connection, like, there is a reference. So you could come with us within your community. You don't have to go to all the communities, but within your community, you can help us. You can come with the door-to-door campaign team. You can help us. Some people say, no, I'm not that socialized person. Maybe I don't want to give out my name. At least give us some reference, like, okay, hey, I'm from this temple, but my friend lives in this community, so we just thought to give a personal invitation. So it depends, whatever your bandwidth allows, you can help us, whichever way. And Madhavi Mataji is here. She is leading this effort. Madhavi Mataji, please give her a big hand. It's not an easy task. So you can reach out. What we are doing is we are building an Excel sheet like each community. So when you are going out the door, if you are interested in any of these services, whichever is suitable to you, just please share your details with her so we can connect. Based on your availability, you can choose whichever option. But one thing I would like to, I put this quote here, one who builds the temple like, or help in building the temple. Like Manoj and team is here, they are helping us to build this temple. Similarly, we can all contribute to build this temple in whatever way. And what are we getting? We are getting a boarding pass for Vaikuntha planet. I don't think anybody would like to deny that, a Vaikuntha boarding pass just going for door to door. So please, and it is not my quote, not Sumangala Devi Dasi quote, it is from Narsimha Purana. So please, this is one last opportunity. We have 700K to raise, and it is not just fundraising team. Unless everybody does not, it's like each and every drop, that's how each and every drop counts. So please help. One last opportunity. When you see the temple, you should not just see like, okay, hey, that's a good temple. You should feel inside, hey, I also contributed for the temple. And if you're not contributing now, oh, I should have contributed. That's what the guilt you will have. So please do that. Don't be in the guilt book, rather than having like saying, hey, I did contribute whatever I could. Be in that other side, in a thank you note. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.